Okay, so right now, again, we talked about, just a minute ago, we talked about how this is actually going to get us to a point where we're going to learn to draw perspective on an angle. So we're used to seeing a house in perspective drawing. We're used to seeing the house, and then maybe we see something going back to the vanishing point like that, okay? So we're used to seeing the house at the front with nice square windows. These are the windows that go back to the vanishing point, etc. So that's one point perspective. I have one vanishing point that everything is going towards, all right? Instead, what we're doing is we're actually we're going to share this line, but we're going to walk from right here over to right here, okay? And we're going to have two vanishing points. So the side of the house is going to go over this way. That side of the house is going to go over in that direction. And you're going to see your roof line and all that loveliness actually moving around. So again, you're adding a second vanishing point, okay? So it's really important that you guys get to know this. First thing you're going to do is just simply draw your horizon line. Again, we've got three terms that you need to know. And I'll review. We've got horizon line. That's where the air and the land meet. You've got your vanishing point. In this case, we have two, and these two are going to fall on opposite sides of the horizon line. And then the third term is orthogonal, O-R-T-H-A-G-O-N-A-L, I believe, if I'm saying it correctly. Orthogonals are the lines that vanish to your point, okay? So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to set it up, and I'm going to do that off camera and keep it a little quicker. You're going to set up a horizon line. You're going to go ahead and set up two vanishing points, one on each side of the horizon line. And then you're going to set up three verticals, one above to the left, one on in the middle, and one below the horizon line on the bottom right. So if you can go ahead and do that, we'll continue in just a moment. All right, so I'm going to set mine up. Though my screen pauses when I pause the video, I apologize for that. But again, in half, horizon line, vanishing points, one on, one above left, and one below right. Okay? Should be rather simple. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, sorry, had to drink my shake, 2, 1. Yeah, I was drinking. I did that. Okay. So if you take a look, this is exactly what you should see right now. You should see those, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 lines and 2 points, okay? So at this point, you're going to connect. Now, again, I highly suggest you keep these lines very faint. You can always draw over them later, but you do not want to make them too hard on the paper. You're not going to be able to erase. There's a lot of lines coming on here. You're going to have some problems, okay? You're going to connect top and bottom to each the left and the right vanishing point. So again, double check you're going to make those ends meet. Nice and light, connect it. Mine are a little bit darker so that you can see them on camera. Connect it. Then I connect it over to the right hand side. Make sure I see both vanishing points. Double check, triple check, draw the line. Draw the line. Okay, so that's what you will see on this one. Okay, so you're going to connect all your orthogonals. You're going to go ahead and do this one and this one, top and bottom, to each left and right vanishing point, and then we'll come right back and we'll continue. Okay, I've paused it. Give you a couple minutes to get that accomplished. Again, you guys, don't forget, these are super easy points that you're going to gain today, as long as you do it. These are the ones you definitely want to make sure you hold on to. You don't want to lose these easy points. Not when you can help offset something that might not be as fantastic. All right. Okay, I've paused mine. Hopefully you can see that on there. I know it's a little bit hard. Well, I'll try to go over like the actual box portion in like a marker of some kind. That way they can really see it. So they can see what we're keeping and not. All right, how we doing? I hear the click, click, clicking of the rulers. We're so busy. Planted 2 large planters in the front yesterday. Got my hands in. We had to go buy because we bought two big pots. The end of last season, and we weren't going to fill them up the end of last season. It would have been silly. They would have just died. So we left them empty. We filled them up yesterday. 2 giant bags of garden soil.
So what did you plant?
I know there's like a sweet potato vine that comes down the front.
Oh.
So that'll be pretty. And then there's some like little baby petunias.
Okay.
And then little baby other ones that are kind of similar to petunias. And then it's got like a fountain grass in the middle. And then some kind, I forgot the name of it. But it's like on a stem and it's got like a burst up at the top. It's not like, it's not a geranium, but it's like that same idea on the top. It's purple, like a magenta. It's really nice.
Okay, so you have that in the middle. And how big are we talking?
The barrel, or the pot is about that big.
Wow.
So it just kind of fills up and then it'll start trailing over the sides as it grows.
It's not a solid, it's not like a ceramic.
No, it's a plastic, like a resin.
Yeah.
A resin.
Those, I saw some in Michigan. Well, I'd like it, but I can't. I'd have to have them do it.
Oh yeah, they're incredibly heavy without even being full.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Ready? Okay, so we're back. We have all of our lines connected top and bottom to each the left and the right vanishing point. Now this is the part that's really important, so you really want to make sure you're watching, okay? So you've got your nice strong vertical, and when we worked with a vertical and 1 point perspective, I had you set up your vertical again, just as if we were going to trace over that line, and I had you slide it out to the left. That way you were sure you would have a perfectly vertical line. I have a lot of people, and I will go ahead and just let you know I have so many people that will just be like, yeah, that's straight. Then they put it on there, and they start to work, and they notice that everything looks very inaccurate. Again, if you start off on that line, just slide it straight out. You can go ahead and drop that vertical, which means for this box, I now have 3 vertical lines, and those 3 vertical lines are staying. I'm going to go ahead and trace them in black so you can see them. Now this orthogonal, the top of the box on the left and the right will stay. This orthogonal, once again, bottom left and bottom right will stay. There's one thing missing from this box. The bottom, absolutely. So right at this point, so please pause and take a look. Right at this point, let me see those wonderful faces. At this point right here, and at this point right here, I'm going to go ahead and make them in blue. You do not have to put the colors in, but I want you to be able to see that. At that point, you're going to connect, very important, the left one to the right vanishing point, and the right corner to the left vanishing point. Okay? So I'm going to do that really quick. So left corner goes to the right vanishing point, nice and light. And the right corner goes to the left vanishing point. Again, keep it nice and light. And what you've just done is you've just created the bottom of the box. So if I create and I draw that line in really quick, I know I'm not using a ruler. Hopefully you would use a ruler for that. You can now see that box is in 2-point perspective. Okay? So once again, after you have this portion, let me block this out right here. After you have this upper portion done, you're going to go ahead and take these bottom corners and connect them to their opposite vanishing point. So opposites attract in this particular one. So this guy is done. He is completely done. So you're going to want to go ahead and continue working on him until you have, again, a front right, a left, and a bottom. The bottom is visible because, again, if this is us right here, we're looking up at the box. That's why we see the bottom and not the top, not the other side, not the back, etc. Okay? So that is what you should have right now. Okay, I'll give you guys just about another minute to finish that box, and then I'll give you an explanation of the other two. Okay? Let's go on to the horizon line. All right, now as we're looking at this middle box, on the horizon line, boxes are very simple because you won't be able to see the top or the bottom of a box. You will only see two sides. So this line is going to stay. That's a definite given. That's the front corner. What you're going to do is very much like what we did before. Find that vertical, slide it out, drop a nice vertical from orthogonal to orthogonal, and again, take that, slide it out, and drop in a nice vertical. What you just did was you connected and made your back walls, the back corners, and there are your edges of your box. So again, on the horizon line, you only see the fronts. You do not see anything else. Psst. Gentlemen. Okay, moving on to the bottom right. Bottom right is exactly the same as the other, so pay attention. Okay, moving on to the bottom right. This one is this corner one that we just did, but upside down. If you feel better about it, technically you can just flip your page upside down and redo the same steps. But I'm going to go ahead and draw it in its normal form. Again, vertical lines. First thing, I found my vertical. Slide this out. I'm going to make a skinny box. Let's make a very thin box. And then I'm going to find this vertical again. I'm going to slide it out. Okay? So I've got my yeses. This is a yes. The vertical lines I just drew in are yes. The orthogonals that connect from vertical to vertical are a yes. Okay? Then I've got to make the top of my box because again, at the horizon line, I can see things from the top down because that's the way I'm positioned. So I have to connect this this corner to its opposite vanishing point. This corner to its opposite vanishing point over on the right side. So you're going to go ahead, take that pencil, begin the connection process. Again, it doesn't matter how wide your box is. You still have the same principles to follow, so it's really important that you do. You just have to think about it. Now, when you start thinking about it later on, don't shortcut. But later on, what you can do is you could just connect the part that you need. But again, you need to know that the rest of it is there. So again, top of my box, boom, and boom. Okay, so I've got my 3 boxes. These 3 boxes are now drawn in 2-point perspective because there's 2 vanishing points. Again, it's just like we're looking at that house from the corner, not from standing in front. All right, so that one is done.